It is estimated that YouTube has over 2 billion total public gaming videos on its platform. And from that, 100 billion hours of those videos were watched in 2020 alone. This video intends to go back to the earliest semblance of gaming on the platform, all the way up to its modern incarnation in 2022. Simply put, this is the generations of gaming on YouTube. Now, to be completely honest with you, I don't really know where to start for this. So, it's very difficult to place a timeline for gaming effects on YouTube because, of course, gaming has been a presence on YouTube since its very beginning in 2005. But I'm looking for a specific takeoff point, a good ignition point. I think there are 4 distinct generations. So, we're going to be going over that. And for that, I need some help. Now, I'm not too good on my YouTube history, knowledgeable enough, I suppose, to make this video, so I reckoned I'd get some help. So I've called in some of my other YouTuber friends to have a little chat about the generations, and hopefully with their help we can get all this sorted. So let's get away, let's go ahead and introduce everyone, and then we'll get straight to Generation 1.
How about you throw in some extra XLR cables and I give you $90? And he was like, deal. So
It's your boy X Hood.
I don't know anybody.
He spit all over his monitor. Projectile into my monitor and like it was glitching out.
I mean, I'm a fucking anarchist, but I feel like it'd be funny to have some kind of big end thing. But we'll get there when we get there.
And there was like big and I think every generation's defined by a singular creator. I should ask this, when did you start watching YouTube?
It was back, let me think, it was back when I was in 7th or 8th grade. So like, when was this? 2016, 2017 is when I really got into like, watching YouTube for real.
from there, I made this buddy who was way more of a weirdo than I was. Love him to death. But he sent me a link to a video. And this was the first time I found out that subscribing was a thing and that people had channels and they made more than one video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because to me, before that, I was like, oh, well, this is like TV or, you know, where you share family videos so your family can see them. Because that's what YouTube used to be.
Yeah.
But I watched, he sent me a Markiplier video. And that was the first gaming video I ever watched. And it was Markiplier playing, I was fucking crying laughing at the video. It was the Stanley Parable.
Ooh.
That was a funny game. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I asked Koenig this as well. When did you start watching YouTube? Or like when did you catch on to that?
The thing is, this is kind of hard because obviously as a kid you don't really think about it much.
Yeah.
But I think I started watching YouTube around like 09, 08-ish. Because at that time Smosh was like really big.
Smosh.
It was like Smosh. I didn't watch PewDiePie much. I'm trying to think who did I watch. Smosh is the only one that comes to mind. That was like my childhood, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, God, honestly, I was in first grade. That was 2006, 2008, 2009. Didn't start watching gaming content. I actually started watching WWE theme songs because I was super into wrestling at that point. So I was like, oh, I could watch it here. And then I just accidentally stumbled onto like a PewDiePie horror compilation. And then
Off to the races.
that's the pipeline. You find the one and then you just...
Yeah.
On it now.
What year did you guys start watching YouTube? Or like catch on to YouTube?
Wow. Okay, let me think of it. Probably the earliest time I had a fucking device, which was probably middle school.
Mhm.
I want to say 2011 to 2012.
2011.
I maybe not, because I say that because I don't remember, exactly the year, but I remember the time.
Gotcha.
So I think I've cut it down to 3 or 4 generations of gamers on YouTube. Starting off, we have commentary channels. From like, of course, you have Call of Duty commentary, like Modern Warfare 2 commentary channels. That was, I think,
Absolutely.
Gen 1 commentary channels. That was like 2009 to like 2012.
That was like the
commentary
first
channels.
implement of people using gaming clips on YouTube.
And yeah, it would just be
Yeah.
like them playing Call of Duty, and that was a lot of it. It was commentary / like compilations. That was Gen 1. One, in your opinion, when do you think gaming came onto like the scene in YouTube, like became like an actual thing instead of just like a couple videos here and there, like a niche thing?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is like, the old machinima days, because that's where people used to actually get paid from stuff. Because back then YouTube didn't actually give you money directly; it had to come from a third person.
Yeah, me and Keenan talked about that a lot.
So what I remember was like, people, like everybody would have the machinima logo in the beginning of the video.
I remember that so much watching a bunch of Assassin's Creed videos. So I've been trying to think of like a bunch of Gen 1 creators that did like commentary videos, and I can think of a few.
Think of, like you go back to like the machinima days. Like
That's
like
what I'm
Mr.
calling Gen 1 machinima.
Yeah.
Like the machinima
like-
era.
like Mr. Sark. Shit
Sark,
like that.
yeah, Sark, which sort of leads into Gen 2, I think. But I think what I call Generation 1 of gaming YouTubers is what I named with Kunick the machinima era.
Yeah.
I think it defines, and I think each era, and I'll preface this by saying each era doesn't mean like each generation doesn't mean the end of a style. It just means a new style becomes prevalent. So each generation is like the prevalent style of gaming on the platform.
I mean, YouTube is not that old in reality, so I think like you go anytime before that, you probably wouldn't get that much gaming. Obviously would most likely be gaming before that point, but it's like I don't think it was very specific, like one type of thing. It was probably very just whatever random.
No, here's the thing. I mean, obviously, to each his own. But I feel like before that, it was just videos of people doing like the shots and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you ever seen those like headshot compilations or trick shot compilations? Because I feel like in that era it was kind of before that. Because at that time people weren't even talking to their microphones yet.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know how.
Yeah.
Or they didn't have a microphone.
I think that's like Bronze Age YouTube.
I mean, I've seen people have their phones just like up to the screen while they're playing like any kind of game. It's majority of the Call of Duty, like you said before. Like I know I've done it before in the past, like around that time.
I did it too.
Yeah,
I did it too in like
all of us did.
2013.
Yeah, I feel like we all kind of done that before and stuff like that.
Maybe not as much the machine. I think it's just the Call of Duty period, honestly, is what I might name it, because it was completely dominated by it was just gameplay videos of Call of Duty. It was just people
Actually,
and not even that.
actually-
It wasn't even people like hooking their shit up. It was a person who just like took like a camera and just fucking set it in front of their TV, hit record, went and did shots. I think Drumsy technically counts in there as well. If you know who
Drumsy's
that
been
is.
around for.
Yeah.
I love Drumsy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, because this is before I used to watch YouTube, like the old like
Same.
gaming stuff.
I
and
didn't get on
machinima.
YouTube like watching gaming
But
shit until like
The
2014.
time period that I did come on to, commentary was really popular. I used to watch this channel called Sugar Conroy. Have you heard of it?
I've not.
Sugar Conroy. There was another guy named Nintendo Capri Sun. They had a group called the Runaway Guys. They like at the time, bro, they were really massive. They were so big that they got contracts with the Nintendo Direct.
Shit.
So like they were big time, but it was like a whole, just a commentary scene. And as a kid, I used to love watching their videos. They would play the game and they would talk over it. It's just regular commentary.
Big fan of that.
So that's easy classic early YouTube. And then I think when I first hopped on to YouTube like gaming, it was like Gen 3. But we need to talk about Gen 2 first.
Okay.
Okay. Gen 2. Easy to say. Let's Players.
Absolutely. Okay.
Absolutely.
So we're talking like
2012.
Amnesia.
I think Let's Players, that generation, and of course there's a bit of overlap between the generations because they're still around. Let's Players are still around.
But they developed. I think like it went from like, you know, just commentary, Call of Duty,
hit record, play for this long talk. Not as much for Gen 1, but Gen 2, 3, and 4, I think has a main person who started that trend of video and then led it through the generation. So Gen 2, I nicknamed the Let's Player generation. Of course, it was started. I want to see if you guys can guess who started that generation, the Let's Player generation in like 2011, 2012.
I'm shit at guessing.
Like, it's interesting because looking at a lot of the gaming scene at that time, there was PewDiePie at the very top, but then there was there was like PewDiePie and then Jack and Mark that PewDiePie kind of put it on the map, but Mark and Jack put their own twist on it and they like made it their own.
I want to say Pews, but I don't think that's correct.
Final answer.
The
Let's Player era, of course, dominated by these huge YouTubers. And I can already name 3. PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. Easy 3. They defined that era, and they're still going today.
Markiplier, definitely. And I grew up with him, too.
I'm going to go for it. It's a long shot. It's going to probably be the worst guess ever. The Rad Brad.
Blitzwinger.
That was him, PewDiePie, and Markiplier, which is what I call the Let's Play generation.
Yeah, I called them they were the trifecta at the time.
And they basically changed the landscape. PewDiePie especially changed the landscape in 2012, like 2011, 2012, with Let's Play. Because that's when that whole shebang blew up. Like, Let's Play channels became so huge. So, I will say, the person who I think started the Let's Player generation, who, like, made it mainstream, is PewDiePie. Sorry. You guys had it first.
So you're technically
like,
right.
Doug, I'm gonna tell you, it's always the people who like are the most popular from that generation. That's what it is.
I thought because I watched the Rad Brad. He was the first person I've ever seen with Let's.
Because I'm trying to think, because because that's the thing. YouTube is very complicated to like make a timeline. Because obviously we're talking about what was popular.
Yeah, well that's what I'm saying. Like of course there are still Let's Players, there are still commentary channels, there are still the Call of Duty clips compilations. It never goes away. It's just what became the main style of content on YouTube. So in 2012, 2013, from all the horror game Amnesia videos from PewDiePie, that was getting so much more views. And which is why I think they were the big ones to blow up that style on the platform.
Well, actually, speaking of Let's Plays, you ever heard of I hope I don't pronounce his name wrong. Cobain Miner?
Oh, it sounds familiar.
He used to play like a bunch of Sonic games.
I was a big Sonic I loved Sonic Generations specifically. I probably watched some of his videos back in the day.
Whenever I got into the whole Gen 2 era, my favorites were Cinnamon Toast Ken. He's to this day still one of my favorites. I love that man to death.
You had your favorite individual creator, and then you had your favorite group. Like there, like for that whole Let's Play group, it was Mark, and then Jack, and then Mark's friends Bob and Wade. And then for Felix, for Pewds, it was Cinnamon Toast Ken, Cryotic, and Yami Mash. Actually, there was a whole bunch of them that turned out to be pedophiles later on in life, but we're not gonna talk about that.
I watched a lot of Game Grumps. Cryotic was my favorite for a long time. I loved Cry.
Weird, because Gen 2, because for me, I was very much into the Minecraft scene. I was into Minecraft, Gmod, and God, what the fuck else was it? It was like mostly Gmod and Minecraft. It was very a sandbox.
Minecraft. Okay, we gotta talk about Minecraft, right? I think Minecraft slots into Gen 2, Gen 3 the most. Who was your guys' Minecraft YouTuber?
Stampy Longnose back in the day.
Stampy, okay. Asko,
Yeah,
who was your
Stamp.
Minecraft YouTuber?
Because I don't know if it's this time, but Sunday. Sunday was like the person I used to watch fucking.
Who was your Minecraft YouTuber? Everyone had a Minecraft YouTuber. Who was yours?
Guy.
Sky? That was also Randy's.
I also found LD Shadow Lady. She's just pure Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like embarrassed as a like as a young teenager. I was like, man, I hope my friends don't catch me watching this girly pink shit. But like I fucking loved it, dude. It was so like she just had all these different mods and she was just doing, I don't know, like her she would start a world and she'd have like 70 episodes and it was her starting and each episode was her like just
so she was
progressing.
your Minecraft creator that you watched.
She was
Everyone had a
LD
Minecraft
Shadow
creator.
Lady.
First of all,
I was a Dan TDM person.
Oh, come on, bro.
Wait. Skydoes Minecraft?
Also poorly aged plus ratio. But I want to talk about more Gen 2 because it was in that era that YouTubers started making money.
Yeah,
Like it was in
people
that
made it
era.
a career.
Like we had people starting like, hey, I quit my job because I hit like
I quit
100K.
college. I quit
like,
this. Yeah.
Yeah, I did all like this, and this because I'm making this YouTube money. You could suddenly make money from that through like agencies or whatever.
It's kind of ridiculous how like, I like there are some YouTubers I've seen out there that make more than like fucking doctors. You know?
Yeah,
You know what
like
I'm saying like this entertainment business is actually ridiculous.
it's so lucrative if you can hit your stride, and these like Let's Players did, and they like literally blasted through. It was wild. Of course, that's still in a time where you had to be under management to actually like make money from it.
To like join a firm.
You had to join
an org.
group. Yeah, because we had I know PewDiePie made his own in like 2014 or 2015. I forgot the name of it, but but Machinima was the biggest one, and of course they fucked over like everyone.
They did. Yeah, they took like.
But of course it was at that.
So much
But it
money.
was at that time that like no one knew like, hey, I should be making this amount of money. They just feel like, hey, I'm making like a decent amount of money. And like, oh boy, 50% of everything of all my views. Thanks, Machinima. Let me get that cash. And that's what they did.
Yeah, well, it's because YouTube didn't like YouTube had advertisers, but it was the advertisers reached out to these big companies. They monopolized all the ad revenue, and that's why a lot of creators didn't have a fucking choice but to join an org.
Yeah,
and that's just how it was.
And that's
so if they wanted to make money, they had to do that.
Fortunately, yeah. And then slowly, I think Let's Players come like 2014, they sort of got drowned out by a more prominent style of YouTube.
The new iPhone right here, they've gone for a more. This thing has way more uses than your traditional iPhone or even a Samsung for that matter. It looks
One person I can remember marked Generation 3 because Generation 2 was way more Let's Plays. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna record an hour-long video of just me sitting here, just controller in hand, just sitting there on a webcam playing like a game, whatever. Generation 3 way different because you had it was way shorter. It was like what I call the funny moments era, and this is defined by one single. Can you guess?
One guy that played with his group of friends in
And that
2014.
completely changed the.
Would it be Vanos?
It would be Vanos Gaming.
Yes, I got it. But my brain was right. I'm like, wait.
The funny moments era, huh?
Vanos Gaming.
God, you guys all got it right. Yes, yeah, Vanos.
Yeah, man.
I mean, singular.
Vanos, basically, I do work.
That whole squad, basically. So, Gen 3, I think, is the start of montage videos. And, of course, those have been around for a while. But I'm talking, like, when they became mainstay. Like, when they overtook Let's Plays. I think the biggest, and of course, the biggest person from this era, and I'm talking, this goes from, like, 2014 to, like, 2018, I'd say is, like, the big era of montage, or, like, compilation clips, is Vanos Gaming. That whole crew.
Yeah.
I think that whole crew, like their original Gmod Sandbox videos, their GTA 5 videos, I think that's what started the montage. Because it wasn't Let's Play. It definitely wasn't Let's Play. And it wasn't commentary either. It was just them goofing around, and it was like short segmented clips, as opposed to...
Just funny moments.
Yeah, like funny moment. That's what it is. Funny moments. Kevin MacLeod, of course, made a bunch of very famous music, like Sneaking Weasel.
Which I totally know about.
Yeah, if I played it, you'd know it instantly when I played it. Look
Probably.
Look up
Play it
Kevin
right
MacLeod.
now, like,
look
just
it up.
for,
Look
like-
up Kevin MacLeod. Vanos, he did the funny. It's what I call the funny moments era, because that's what became prevailing. It swapped from an like 2-hour long like, hey, let's
So like highlights and
just
funny moments.
just watch me play this game, and while I'm on stream, there's not going to be any cuts or anything. To we're going to take this whole recording session, we're going to cut this down to like 20 minutes. I'm just going to put some funny moments of me and my friends.
Make it more enjoyable.
Mhm,
Because honestly, I'm not sitting through 2 hours of just.
Yeah. It's monkeys spinning monkey. Look up Sneaky Snitch.
He made that? Oh, wait, hold
Your
on, bro.
reactions.
It's
Wait,
an
what else
hour
did he make?
long. Are you gotta be kidding me?
What else did he make? Oh, that was Sneaky Snitch. What else did he make?
Scheming Weasel. It was like way more cut up. It was like not long bits of videos like it was in Let's
Heavily
Plays.
edited stuff like.
Well, I wouldn't say heavily edited, but like it definitely had, like, you had zooms, you had like memes coming in, way different from Let's Plays, which was just literally just straight hit record. Some of them would have like zooms in and stuff, like what perhaps Game Grumps or Super Mega was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun. He is a god!
That is the original creator
Yep, Kevin
that
MacLeod.
made that?
Kevin MacLeod.
Here's where I think it gets interesting, because I think this is where genres of YouTube start to kind of blend.
Well, this is what I'm saying, like, and I'm talking about like this becomes like the huge norm. Like I'm talking like the biggest medium.
There's like this one person, I don't know if a lot of people know him, but it was like in that era. I think his name was like the Gaming Lemon or some shit. And I don't even know if he's
remember the
still
Gaming Lemon.
around.
He
I do
is.
not know-
Still
He
around.
is.
He's still around. He's
He's
still
still
around.
The
I
videos
watched a
that I
couple of
used to
those videos
watch
last
him
week.
play was when he played Just Cause 3.
Mhm.
Those videos were my favorite fucking videos to watch. But I would rewatch those videos and
Yeah,
shit.
I
'cause
think
they were funny
Gaming
as well.
Lemon. I wouldn't say Soviet Womble. I think Soviet Womble did Gen 4 before Gen
Mesh
4 was a
Yourself?
thing.
Is he still kicking?
Mesh Yourself?
Wait, who?
Maybe?
Mesh Yourself.
Mesh Yourself. I think he's maybe still around. I don't know, actually. Okay, Gen 4. Easiest. This is the one I'm most familiar with. And I think currently we're in Gen 4, as a new style really hasn't made prominence yet. We're sort of easing into it, I think. Maybe. I think Gen 4 started in 2017. Generation 3, you had all these funny moments compilations, but they could push it a step further. You know, it could go faster, which is where I think Gen 4 comes in. Generation 4 was brought on by a guy from New Zealand who had even more cut up content and shifted the focus from we're playing a game to, well, I'm talking with all my friends, we're having fun, but there's also a game that we're playing, right? It was more focused on friends than it was main game. Okay, I want to see if you can guess this one because Randy couldn't. The creator,
What-
and of course, this is
what-
another guy with a group.
What time period is this?
We're talking 2017 is when he blew up.
2017 he blew up. Oh shoot. I might not get this one.
I want to see if you're the only person to get this right. No one else has got this right. The main creator of Gen 4, who I consider Gen 4. This is all subjective.
Oh, I think I know him,
Okay.
but I don't want to say his name because he could be a really bad guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Juan take this.
I'm
Everyone,
Alright, bro.
everyone got Gen 3. No one got Gen 4
don't
yet.
look it up, Juan. I know what you're doing. Don't look it up. No cheating. No cheating.
Who?
You're big brain.
Final guesses. Let's go.
It's Call Me Carson.
Oh, damn, very close. There was someone before him in 2017.
Really?
I
The
don't
only
know.
person that I know that would have.
CSGO Surf
I don't
Hobbies,
know-
New
I
Zealand.
don't know if he's from.
Like, I didn't
Group of
watch
friends.
these though.
He could be misconstrued as Australian. He lives in Australia right now.
Fitz.
Yes, Fitz. It was Fitz.
I was gonna say that, but I don't.
He was
be
right.
watching
Let's
it.
go.
I'm trying to figure this out. It's not coming to me, man. It's not coming to me.
I am talking about Fitz.
Fuck. It did not. It wasn't gonna come to my head.
And I don't think he's from New Zealand.
Fitz.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know you.
I think him and like the Misfits, which is the group called, I think they brought in that new huge style of content, because after them you saw like a lot of content creators that emulated that style. It wasn't as much focused on the game anymore. It was focused on like the friends and their banter, like their back and forth stuff and their bits, more or less not even on the game really. I think it differs from Gen 3 as it's not as much funny moments, it's audio bits. The game is a background more so. It's not used as much as like the main focal point. It's more the talking. And of course you have like subtitles, you have like a bunch more effects than what you saw back in Gen 3. Like a bit more effects. You have like out of game bits. Gen 4 is the natural evolution of Gen 3. Because Gen 3 was more about, watch me and my friends, we're playing this game. Look at this funny game. Gen 4 was about, they're playing a game, they're like, but hey, listen to us. It's less about the game and it's more about the people talking, that they're focused on stuff. And I think that whole thing of Vanoss, like you focused on like the heist, or there was a main focal point of that video. But you move to Gen 4 and like Fitz and the Misfits, like I'm talking about the entire Misfits group as a whole, like Fitz, Swagger Souls, Zuckles, McCreamy, I'm Notorious. And the CSGO videos, it was never about the content. It was never about like CS:GO. Like they never.
It was about the commentary.
It was about the.
It was about
the friends' interaction. I think that's what.
And the dark humor.
I think that's what changed Gen 4. It's that they stopped focusing more on the gameplay and more focused on the social aspects, about like them and their friends having fun, as opposed to like, oh, look what we're doing in the game. This is also a huge thing. Like back in the Let's Play era, you had videos coming out, like people like Jacksepticeye uploaded every single day.
Every day.
Sometimes 2 videos a day. I think he did 2 videos a day for a while.
Friggin', what was it? Like, I think it was 2017, 2018 he was doing that. Double uploads every day, and they were like long. They weren't like little videos either. They were like 30, 40-minute uploads. I was like, damn.
But then you go on to Gen 4, so different from Gen 2. Those videos took literal months to come out. Like that's how it is with my stuff. Like those videos take a long time to make. You go from Gen 2, you have like hour-long, 2-hour Let's Plays. Gen 3, you have like, 15-minute, 10, 15-minute, 20-minute videos of like the little segments cut up, and like it's the bits in the video. And then Gen 4, the videos are way shorter. You have like 10-minute videos of like super fast cut up content with way more heavy edits and all that. And I think that's what.
Bro, as time goes on, people's attention spans get shorter.
And I think me and Kunik talked about this a lot too, is how Vine and TikTok killed people's attention span. That's what it did.
Vine, because the thing is, I loved Vine, but bro, the thing is now I can't even watch a 30-minute video without like looking at something else. That's because I also have ADHD, because that's another issue.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it made it worse with like videos that are like shorter, because like the thing is, you just want to have all that content right there, right now. You know what I'm saying? Now that's the main issue.
No chance for any thoughts to occur.
TikTok is such a fucking wildfire, bro. It's kind of ridiculous because it's quick, accessible. You know, you scroll it, scroll it again, and there's something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gen 3, you had Vanoss. He never really collabed. Like in Gen 3, I don't know why, but in old YouTube, like people barely collabed. Like they did, but it was never mainstay. Like they played together once, and then that was about it. Yeah. It was sort of like Vanoss. Fitz was a gateway. He led to Swagger Souls, Grizzy. I think Smitty kind of rode that line as well. And then, of course, Fitz led into Call Me Carson. He joined SMP Live. SMP Live, of course, led to the birth of like Jay Schlatt, Lunch Club, like Charlie Slimesicle, Ted Nivison. And then from SMP Live, you branched to SMP Earth, which has Technoblade, Fit MC, Tommy in it, Wilbur Soot. That blew up into Dream SMP. So Fitz, in that way, I think spawned that entire area. Because him creating the Misfits, or him being a part of the Misfits, which was that whole group, spurred on a whole new thing of creators who took inspiration from that style of like fast edited content that hadn't been done before.
It's just guys hanging out.
Yeah, and they're cutting in memes. They're doing like all this shit, and it's so fast paced. I think that's what defines Gen 4 is how fast paced the content is. It wasn't long bits. all the clips were like 20 to 30 seconds long. It was rarely any longer than that, and it stuck with bits. And of course, they came back later. They continued doing it over the course of several videos that you can see. Like they'd call back.
Yeah.
Ended off, I want to talk about your main inspiration for YouTube. Okay, so there's two big things for this. Is that now that we've talked about the categories, I want to hear what originally inspired you to do YouTube way back whenever you decided you wanted to do this. Like you decided like I want to do this as like maybe not as a job, but I like this is something I want to pursue. Yeah. So yeah, what was your main inspiration? Like what made you want to do this originally?
Back in, I want to say 2018, 2019-ish, I was having just a very hard time in life. My dad was working a lot, which means I was fucking, in the house trying to take care of my brother and my sister. I had a fucking terrible ass stepmother. It was just, there was a lot of shit. I felt like I had to force myself to grow up in that situation. And like it got to the point to where my mental state was just like, I'm ready to dip. I'm ready to hop the fuck off this earth. And so I was crazy, borderline suicidal at that point. And then I met, I don't remember why, I don't know why I clicked on it, but there was a video and it was the Game Grumps, which is, they're two dudes. They sit, they play games together, and then they just bounce off each other, constantly telling jokes and laughing. It's just it's amazing. And they legitimately, no joke, saved my life. They became what I call comfort food. You know what I'm saying? If I'm ever stressed out, if I'm ever really upset or I'm really tired, I sit down, turn on some Game Grumps, I'm fine. And after I had that feeling, I was like, I want to be like that to other people, because you really never see, you never really know how many people, how many days you make, how many lives you could really save just by making somebody smile.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think I'm a pretty comical dude. I think I can make some people laugh. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. Let's play some video games. Make people laugh, make people smile. If anybody's stressed or had a long day, they can come. Hey, did Blue upload today? All right, yeah, it's gonna be a good day. That was me. That's why I do this. I do this to be the comfort food for somebody else.
My main inspiration was Mark. A lot of my editing, a lot of my style is based on like fucking with the face cam, like using the video effects in Premiere Pro and like fucking with the audio, but also like honestly a lot of my inspiration came from Unisonis. Like
doing really warped stuff.
Yes.
Whenever I started Qnic, whenever I started Me Now, I'm stubborn, and my idea of wanting to start a YouTube channel did start young for me as well. It started around Markiplier, basically.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it starts for almost everyone. Like almost everyone of all the content creators I admire started young, and they had YouTube channels when they were young. I'm very happy I wasn't one of those people. I'm very happy. Like, I recorded shit too, but I never uploaded it. Probably because I could never figure out how to. Which, honestly, very good idea on my part that I never figured that shit out as a kid.
I played a lot of like Silent Hill and Resident Evil, and I liked scary games, so I was like, I want to do that because they scare me. Getting scared is fun. So I was like, I'm going to do that, and that's what I've been doing on this channel.
What would you say your current content style is like emulated of? Like I've talked to you about the 4 generations, sort of. What do you say your content closely follows the style of? Or if you can even name like a specific creator that you emulate.
I don't think I have it. I watch so many different types.
Because Qnic gave me like a hybrid.
Yeah. So I love Let's Play channels. I can watch clip channels. It just depends on the person. So I'm kind of a combination of like, 7 different people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when I do Let's Plays. I have series I want to do, but if I'm playing a game with you and Randy and all them, it's more cut up and more as a a funny moment.
So that's the same for how Koenig told me.
Yeah.
If it's by himself, it's more of Generation 2, but when he's with friends, it's more of a Gen 3, Gen 4.
It's because I have so many different branches. I have so many different interests when it comes to content creators on this app.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I do.
What generation or style of content does your modern content derive from? Where does it come from?
I feel like the Vanoss crew era, like
So
that whole
Gen,
era
like
of
Gen
like
3
highlights.
funny moments, like highlights,
Yeah.
funny moments.
Yeah, that whole like cutting up into like. But the thing about me is like I'm trying to modernize my content currently.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to because the thing is what I used to do is I used to just leave the whole video, but I would always like put memes every 30 seconds. But I'm starting to realize that that's not a good way to edit because trust me, it's stressful, very stressful. So what I try to do now is I cut out a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. Because I learned that from my friend Juan Esco.
I literally got so determined to be like, you know what? I want to be a creator who shows what YouTube used to be like to the new generation. I want to be that, like, listen, this is what I was raised on, let me show it to you. But with a modern twist.
My original inspiration for YouTube, I remember being in 4th grade, sitting on the school playground because I just caught on to Vanoss Gaming, and remember telling my friend like, yeah, I'm going to be a gamer, like a content creator. Or like just a YouTuber is what I just call it because I was like fucking 12 or like 11.
Yeah.
But I remember saying that, like, yeah, I'm going to be a YouTuber when I grow up. And be like, because I was watching Vanoss Gaming, and like, I was like, yeah, I can do that. And I saw his numbers, and I saw how much success he was getting, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. I want to make people laugh. That was my whole thing. Of course, I never had a proper outlet to do it until 2019 when I got a PC. And then, of course, come 2019, 2020, I wasn't watching Vanoss anymore. I was on Lunch Club, that whole group. So that influenced my content style. I'm a very Gen 4 creator. All my videos, like, for example, Stick Fight 3, the video I'm most proud of, 4 hours of content were totally recorded for that video. 15 minutes. That video is 15 minutes long. That took me a month to make. I started making stuff like late 2019, really started making it early 2020. I was really into Misfits and Call Me Carson. I watched him a bunch in my freshman year of high school. And he was definitely huge. Like, just his entire content style. This is what I emulated. And then early 2020, I was really into Misfits, Swagger Souls, all that. That's where a huge block of my content style comes from. My shit is super cut up, super fast paced, a lot of effects, like subtitles and shit. And of course, it's way more time consuming. And I definitely noticed that, like, videos from early 2020, I used to record a video and fucking put that shit out in the same day.
Mine is a hybrid. Mine's a hybrid of Gen 2 and Gen 4, definitely. If I'm playing by myself, if I'm playing a horror game, Gen 2 all the way. Like Markiplier, Amnesia Days, Cry of Fear, all that shit. But if I'm doing, like, group videos, like if I'm doing a video with, like, the one with my fiance or a video with all the boys, like, then I'm straight like fucking Finzar or like just high speed fucking, because I'm good at editing. I paid 80 grand to go to school and learn how to edit, so I'm good at editing. But like my best, maybe I used to heavy edit my videos back in the day, like the Forest. Those were heavy edits.
Yeah, that's what I try to go into for mine. I think Gen 4 is defining, like, heavy edits, like shit that takes so much time to do, and it pays off.
Yeah, teaching Bigfoot a lesson is one of my heaviest.
That's the first clip I ever saw from your YouTube was teaching Bigfoot a lesson, and I saw that and I instantly knew like, oh, yeah, that's Jim Ford. That's like my style content. That's the kind of stuff I make, and I'm gonna do shit like that in my Bigfoot video that I'm about to make. You know, recorded in like December.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Have you ever had like a moment where it's like doing this and it's just like, yeah, I really do think I can do this. I think I was actually like, I was made to do this. You ever had a moment like that?
Easily. It was almost an entire year ago. It was just after I released my Gang Beast video in March. And I put it in this Discord server that I just joined like a couple months prior, and like they knew me, and I put the video in there and they were just in chat talking about it. Like not even me. This is like 30 minutes or like an hour after I just put it in chat, and I look back in chat and they're talking about it, and they're talking about like hey, this is really funny, I really like this part. I'm talking about what parts made them laugh, and like that shit damn near made me cry. I was like, holy shit. I was like, oh my god, I think I want to do this as a thing. Like that shit was so good hearing them talk about it, and just because they seem legitimate, that made them laugh, that they really enjoyed that. I think that solidified it. Like before, I was like, yeah, this is fun, this is great, and I want to do this. And then after that, like dead straight, this is what I want to do. Like I love this. But okay, plug your shit.
Just type in Cunic on YouTube and then subscribe, and then tell your little brother to subscribe, and then his little friends, and then your friends, and then your grandmother. And
yeah, easy.
Yeah. If you can tell your grandmother,
if able, if she has a computer,
if she's alive.
That would also be a big thing.
And I really don't care about any of my other social medias. So if you give a shit, there's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. All under the same name. I'm Cunic.
It's your boy X Hood. That it's just X Hood. XHOOD. I also do music. I'm on all platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, whatever you feel like. You could open up Shazam and it will know it's my song. So, your boy out here. I have a couple music videos out. I gotta put my other music videos out, but I'm just lazy. But you know how it is.
Oh yeah. What is it? It's Blue ITZBLUU on YouTube. Let me see what else we got. We got twitch.tv/Blue Booty. We be streaming. What you talking about? We be streaming every once in a while. What else we got? We got Blue Blood 2002 on Instagram. Gotta stay updated. Let me stop. Yeah, let me stop. Let me stop.
Get up all up in that mic. Snowball.
This is Excellent, AXELLENT on YouTube. Excellent, AX3LLL. That's 3 L's, 3NT on Twitch. And yeah, follow and like and subscribe if you like old style content, because I don't know how to edit anything else.
YouTube.com/Esco the Demigod. It works. DA instead of THE. Subscribe to Electric.
Thanks.
He has nice hair. He's an anime fan.
All right, Ryan.
YouTube.com/PussySlayer9000. And also make sure to subscribe to Electric.
It's up in the top right.
What?
Your name. It's up there. Why'd you turn around like you didn't know that was there?
I completely forgot. I completely forgot.
What's up, fellas? Editor Electric here. This video took like a month, 2 months to do. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. This is rather risible. It's a nice little docu-series. If you like videos like this, comment. It'd be cool. I might do some more of those. Coming up on this channel, we have another episode of the Electric Podcast and a game show called Plugged In that I've been working on for a little bit. So You'll see that soon. And yeah, okay. I figured I'd pop in at the end here. Okay, bye guys.